Hey friends, Dr. Christy here, and today's message is really just about some self-care. Now I'm going to get real vulnerable for a quick second here. A couple weeks back, well actually over the last several months, I've been going through a lot of shifts, a lot of growth, a lot of work on myself, a lot of healing, and there's been a lot of things going on personally, and not to mention this is just an insane time of year, right? With, the holidays and kids and school and projects and all the things, right? So I'm already dealing with all that stress, and I've had a lot of other pieces of stress coming into my life. And it was a couple weeks back that I shared with a few friends that, you know what, I think I might actually be depressed. Now, if you are depressed, mental health is an incredibly important thing, right? And I have several videos from the past on some things that we can do to help support depression and anxiety when we have those mental emotional states. However, I thought that I was depressed a few weeks ago because I started pulling away from things that I used to enjoy. I started saying no to going out with certain friends, no going out with certain social gatherings. I really didn't want to see anybody. I just really didn't want to be around people. Now I would still go to work and I would treat my patients, and I love what I do, and so I was still very passionate about that. And outside of what I had to do and chose to do, but outside of what I was really responsible for and what I was choosing to do as far as my professional work and work at home with the kids and things that I had committed to, I didn't want to do anything. And so I sat back for a minute and I said, I think I might be depressed because I'm pulling away from all these activities and things that I normally enjoy. And that's a huge sign, right? Thankfully, I spoke with a good friend of mine who asked me a bunch of these questions, and she takes mental health very seriously. And at the end of the line of questioning, I was like, yeah, no, none of those points actually resonate. And she said, Christy, I think you're just overwhelmed. Now, let's take a step back for a second. This is an incredibly overwhelming time of year. So, give yourself grace. This is one of those things. Give yourself grace. If you're in one of these positions where you're just overwhelmed, it's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to say no. It's okay to start setting boundaries around what you can and choose to have in your life in these moments. I've started doing this a bit more lately. It comes with a little bit of weird territory when people aren't used to you doing things like this. They're not used to you not people pleasing. They're not used to you putting yourself first. And I feel really strong and really healthy most of the time right now. People around me are dropping like flies. My kids, some friends, other colleagues and people of mine. Everybody we know is getting sick this time of year. And I really believe a lot of it is due to us really not taking the time for ourselves when we need it. And so I'm starting to really step into a space where I'm recognizing my own limitations and my own boundaries and what I do and do not want when I'm overwhelmed and I have extra stress on my plate. And that's okay. So if there's anyone out there, moms, dads, aunts, uncles, whoever is out there, if you're feeling similarly, if you're overwhelmed, it's okay to take a step back and just focus on you for the time being. Focus on self-care. Self-care is not selfish, because if you are not complete, if you are not cared for, there's not going to be anything of you to give to the people that you care about. I've said that many, many times over, and I will continue to say it. It's just really important. And so that was my main message for you today. Really look within, take care of you, do all the things to support you. And then when you have the capacity, especially when you're under these stressful moments, then you can go and do some of those other activities that are for fun and, those kinds of things. Because these things, of course, social interaction brings us joy and fulfillment and excitement and passion and all these fun things. And if you're not in the space to handle it, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're depressed. It could be, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. So if you feel like you might be in that kind of stage of life, or if you have that seasonal depression right now, I've got some past videos on certain things that you can do to make sure that you're staying as balanced as you can as far as your brain chemistry is concerned. Please go back and watch those, or drop a comment below. Let me know if you've got questions. I'm happy to support you if you've got anything going on as far as that's concerned. And sometimes we're just stressed, and it's okay to take some time for you. All I wanted to mention today. Love to you all. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.